Hey, good morning, everybody. Hopefully, everyone is getting the message that we're off from school today. And I'm just updating the lessons for today. Very first thing, the test will be checked on Wednesday when we get back to school. Hopefully, everyone did a good job. I should say quizzes instead of tests. Okay, the very first thing, if you go ahead and get your computers ready. Um, Today's lesson is I want you to put in red um, called using natural resources. So in red, all I want you to do is put in natural resources right there. I don't have my mouse, so I'm using my laptop from home, so it's not going to be as easy for me here. Okay, the very first thing that I want everybody to do is just follow along. So, moms and dads, whenever we're in class, whatever comes up on the board, we highlight it and they put it down in their electronic notes so they always have access to it. Okay, so here we go. Okay, the very first thing that everyone needs to do is put this all down. Put all this down. Okay, cities have lots of needs. You got to think of it. The city of Pittsburgh. You have garbage collection. You have water collection or water distribution. You have to have roads. You have to have infrastructure. All these things that cities need. And they use their natural resources in order to make sure a city will grow or flourish. So the very first thing I want everyone to put down, this is going to be in the small black letters. Cities have lots of needs. To fulfill those needs, they use natural resources. Natural resources are materials that occur in nature, like coal and water. You can also use, put down with your notes, wind is a natural resource. You can put down trees or a natural resource. These things happen in nature. These things happen every day in nature. All right. Okay. The next thing I want you to put down in your notes, non-renewable. Non-renewable resources are the materials that cannot be replaced quickly by nature. Now, when you think of quickly by nature, you're thinking every 35 to 40 years. And basically, half of a lifespan of a person is considered non-renewable. Non-renewable resources in this area: coal, oil, natural gas. Those cannot be replaced. But keep in mind, those are the resources that made Pittsburgh at one time. Well, it still is a powerhouse, but one time one of the most important parts on planet Earth. You have the natural resources of natural gas. If you go up in this last 15, 20 years, the natural gas boom in Western Pennsylvania is phenomenal. If you ever take a ride 2 hours north, up around Oil City, Titusville, the first place where you had a producing a well that was producing oil. The coal mines around here, South Park. I believe it's Montour Mine, either number 4 or 7. This goes off to Mr. Salute, who was an old social studies teacher, told me. Montour Mine number 7 has the best coal around, and it's been proven time and time again through scientific testing. Right over on Rite Aid, uh, on Route 88, right next to Tasty Freeze, that Montour Railroad trestle. If you go back in there, there's a mine. South Park was built on mines. Western Pennsylvania was built on mines. I came from a coal mine in town, Little Washington, PA. That is a natural resource that put a lot of money in your granddad's pocket and your great granddad's pockets. And it's the reason why Pittsburgh is still important and was important. All right. All right, for this one, just put down when these resources run out, the people of the city must either move or uh, find a new location or find new resources. And if you can figure out where we're going, since we're talking about the importance of water, we're looking at the natural resource of water, and what happens if our city grows too large or if we're using too much water. A perfect example, we talked about the Hoover Dam and Lake Mead, how it keeps dropping, and the water is being used to give water to the Las Vegas area. It's being drained off by the farmers through irrigation. And Lake Mead is dropping at an alarming rate. And this is a problem, and they're going to have to figure out what to do because you have 3 million people in that area, plus you have the farmers using it from uh, Utah, Nevada, Arizona, California. They're draining off this water, and the water level's dropping and it's not being replaced. So they're going to have to find a fix for Hoover Dam. Okay, very important here. Scientists and engineers have helped human civilizations overcome a lack of natural resources and survive. Everything that you see in your house, everything that you see in your school, when you get in your car, all these are because of a scientist and engineers. It's that simple. Women scientists, women engineers, male scientists, male engineers. Whatever they are, they make our world better. From medicine to technology, uh, engineers and scientists, whenever there's a problem, they go and find it. Or excuse me, they go and fix it. So I know we're only in fifth grade still, but if a great career or a great college degree that you can look into is engineering, because every day there's more and more problems, and their scientists and engineers are leading the way on how to fix these problems. Okay, so make sure you put that down. Make sure you put that down. And ladies, if you heard me, women scientists and women engineers. All right, my cousin Stephanie is the lead designer at Ford. She attended Georgia Tech. She's probably one of the smartest people I've ever met. And she helped design, if not the lead engineer, on the Ford Lightning, which is the Ford F-150 pickup truck. She is phenomenal. Engineer from Georgia Tech University. All right, here we go. Very important. In 1965, researchers in the great state of California developed a process called desalination. And if you remember, I mentioned this last week because I saw it coming. Put that down. Make sure you put that down. All right, put that down. Next thing I want you to do is write the word desalination, and this is what I want you to put down next. All right, so very first thing I want is, hang on, let me make sure my computer's acting right here. Put down desalination turns fresh water, turns brackish water and fresh water. All right, desalination turns brackish water into fresh water. Brackish water is not as salty as ocean water, but it's too salty to drink. This is like where fresh water and ocean waters meet. I mentioned this last week when we talked about when you're driving down to Ocean City and you start to go over bridges as you're nearing Ocean City. There's a river, and then you also have the tidal plains come in, and you have a mixture of ocean or fresh water and ocean water. You cannot drink it because the salt content is still too high. All right. All right. So the very next thing I want you to put down, engineers design a plant or a factory to pull salty water from a marsh and filter it to get the salt out. I also mentioned this last week. This is what a lot of naval ships do also. So they have a constant supply of fresh water. They can pull the water out of the ocean, take the salt out of it, return the salt to the ocean, and you have fresh water to drink for your cruise. All right, very important here because we're going to talk about this later. We're going to do a little activity. Desalination makes more water available for cities, but requires a lot of electricity. This electricity, in turn, creates pollution. For that reason, some people have argued against the practice of desalination. Now, keep in mind, it's very easy to argue against it, but if that's your only source of fresh water, then you have no problem with it. All right, so make sure you put this down. Let me get that out of the way. I know I have to get a mouse for this computer. Desalination makes water available for cities, but requires a lot of electricity. This electricity, in return, creates pollution for that people. For that reason, some people have argued against it. But keep in mind, if that's your only source of fresh water, you're going to take it. And there's it also costs a lot of money, but that is for another argument that some people are going to have to make. Just because you need fresh water to live. All right. And the last part, here we go. All right. Hang on to restart it. Very important. Um, Plants can now make ocean water safe to drink without producing much pollution. As cities grow larger and clean, fresh water becomes harder to find. Desalination plants will become more common along the coastline. Make sure you put that down. All right. All right. I'm going to close that there. And I'm going to scroll down here. I'm going to go to the next page if it allows me to, and it's not allowing me to, but that's okay. All right, so here's what I want you to do. Make sure you get all your notes down. I'll see you guys hopefully tomorrow, Wednesday, and we'll follow up. All right. If you need me, just email me. I'm throughout the day. Hopefully, everybody is over The Steelers lost to the Buffalo Bills, and Addie Sims, remember, I told you 3 weeks ago, the Bills are going to the Super Bowl. All right, hey, everybody, enjoy yourselves. Have a nice day off. Help out your parents, grandparents, shovel some snow. All right, bye-bye.